Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge i-support nothando enikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisiphote njalo ngokubuka amavidiyo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Izolo sikhulume ngodaba elithinta i-National Lottery nethenda ephumile nodaba lika Deputy President Paul Mashatile. Ngiyafisa siphinde sibheke futhi kulelo daba. Kule video ke manje sizokhava ama-topic athanda ukuba maningana. Izolo bekuhlangene i-National Assembly. La khona bekukhona uMinister of Finance Enoch Godongwana. Kukhulunywa ngodaba le-budget. Kukhuluma ngedaba lama-loan. Kunama-loan akawathathile ku-World Bank. Kodwa-ke kunombuzo uKhalni House we-EFF engifisa ukuthi simcaphune bese sicaphuna impendulo kaMinister. Ngikubona kubalulekile lokho ngoba uMinister makakhuluma nge-12 zikaMarch uthe ufuna ukukhuphula iVAT ngoba iSouth Africa seyiboleke kakhulu imali. So ngifisa lokho singakukhohlwa ukuthi isiboleke kakhulu imali. Kanti fanele futhi sizilandele lezi nkulumo ngoba zithinta iphakethe lethu. Kuzokhuphuka i-fuel levy nje ukuzama khona ukuthi bazame ukucover ama-cost lawo. And iSouth Africa kuthi ikhokha imali eziningi in terms of ama-loan ewathathayo lawo wathatha kulamazwe lawo o-World Bank nako IMF. Ngifisa ke siqale ngalelo daba. Kuningi nje mfisa sikukhulume kodwa kuthinta impilo zethu. Cela uzwe la.
Will be taken by the Honourable Neos in accordance with Rule 137, Sub-Rule 10, Paragraph A. The Honourable Neos.
Thank you, House Chair. I hear what the Honourable Minister is saying, but the problem that we are faced with is that the loan is already taken. Why did the National Treasury secure yet another loan of $1.5 billion from the World Bank without prior parliamentary consultation, given that its conditions often push privatization and limit policy autonomy? What's the strategy behind these loans, Minister? And how do you justify increasing foreign debt when debt service costs already exceed 20% of revenue, surpassing education and health spending? What are the loan's repayment terms, interest rates, and conditions? And why weren't they in advance disclosed, Minister, before Parliament? Jy sien, Minister, jy leen ons land bankrot, want jy is onverantwoordelik en jy het 'n groot gat in jou sak. Dankie.
Honourable members, order. Order, honourable members. Order.
No.
Order, honourable members. Order.
'n gat is 'n hole.
Please continue, Honourable Minister.
Carl is correct. I mean, he talks about the hole, a heart is a hole. So I don't think I understand it properly. So, one another member said jokingly today, I don't understand budget. Jokingly. And I think we've got to try and educate ourselves, each amongst ourselves, how the budget works. When I table the budget here, I say to you, I'm going to spend 2 trillion rand this year. That's what I say. But I also say, from a revenue perspective, I'm going to collect 1.7 trillion. So there's going to be a shortage of about 200 billion rand, I tell you, which I'm going to borrow. Tell you upfront as Parliament. There's no secret about it. And therefore, you as Parliament have given me, in terms of Section 66 of the PFMA, that once I tell you that I'm going to borrow, I don't have to come back to you and say, today I'm going to go and, in the light of what I've said, I'm going to borrow. And now I must go and tell you I'm asking money from this institution, I'm asking money from this institution. So budget says there's a shortfall of this magnitude. And I say, in addition to that shortfall, there's a deficit I'm going to service of this magnitude. So you may find that my borrowing requirements are going to be about 700 billion rand. So I tell you upfront. So that's the first point. I'm saying that's it. That's the one thing we've got to understand about the budget. The second thing are the terms and conditions of this law. We deliberately list, we deliberately list one colleague colleague outside this meeting, somebody said to me, why don't you go out and borrow to the NDB, the BRICS Bank, not the World Bank? If you look at that category of loans, you'll see that the World Bank loan is cheaper than the BRICS Bank. Go and read the book. Don't listen to me. Go, because understand the budget. Because part of the debate we have in this room is a failure to understand that interaction with the budget. Unless you understand that, no, you don't. Because the questions that are being posed are a reflection that you don't understand how the mechanisms work. So,
Order, honorable members.
So I'm transparent. I'm trying to say, I tabled the budget. I told you upfront I'm going to go and borrow. No one says, no. If you're going to go and borrow, don't go and borrow. It's fine. If you say I must not go and borrow, then you must say I must cut the budget. So that's how the budget works. Bye-bye.
Olunye udaba futhi engifisa sidlule kulo ileli le cabinet ukureshafla ke cabinet uminister uKhumbuzo Chaveni kade ekhuluma namuhla ngizokucaphunela nje lasho khona ukuthi iyiphi minister abayikhiphile lapha mhlawumbe izo replacewa ngayiphi namuthi mapha abanye abantu abazofakwa ezikhundleni, but there is something interesting engifisa siyibheke kulabantu laba bazobalwa la. Cela uzwe la.
Cabinet also approved the appointment of members of the Industrial Development Corporation Board, who are Dr. Gloria Tomato Sirobe as the chair, Mr. Ron Barnard, Mr. Sam Bembe, Ms. Tanya Rieva Cohen, Ms. Ayanda Dlodlo, Dr. Nomusa Dube Ngube, Dr. Kitumezi Mutibedi, and Dr. Sidney Mufamadi. On events and upcoming events, on youth, as we close off Youth Month celebrations, Cabinet has reaffirmed the call by President Ramaphosa for businesses and other public sector entities to use sayouth.mobi to provide more ongoing pathways for young people to earn and learn.
It's so interesting ukuthola ukuthi umama uNomusa Dube Ncube ube ngomunye wabantu abebekhethiwe ukuthi bazoba ama chairperson bama city boards. It's so interesting ukuthi ngoba leyo deal ayihambanga kahle sebemtholele enye indawo. Lapha khona. It's so interesting. Abantu ke bakhomentile ku X ezwe ngeTwitter bathe uSesi Mogaji uthi yena mara since 1994 same people kanti there are no economist, investment specialist and CAs abangathatha lama positions na. Udube was the premier of KZN. What a legacy or huge change did she do to the people of KZN? Uthi hayi. Matiwane na uthi lama state entities ama-boards wakhona will forever be ama-cadres we-ANC. Clearly, there are no people who are qualified to be chairpersons, yet ama-state-owned entities ayafaila dismally. Uyabuza uJoshali uthi is Ayanda back from her ambassadorial role? Uteren yena uthi how this for cadre deployment? Ubuza uminister lo uLeon uminister of Home Affairs. Umbuyazena uthi they are going to approve corrupt loans to ANC cadres. ogcina uye yena uthi same name different positions, same names different positions. Utakasio yena uthi it's just a cycle, indilinga nje lena. Some people are being enriched. Ukiabethu uthi we are tired of this. Asikwazi ukuqhubeka kanje. He was accused of reopening an investigation against Winnie Mandela. uSidney Mofamadi must just retire.
Interests that have been expressed on the latest developments regarding a cabinet reshuffle. I've requested the presidency, not cabinet, given that we speak also on behalf of government, to then assist, and the presidency can confirm that in terms of section 93, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa of 1996, President Cyril Ramaphosa has removed the Honorable Andrew Whitfield MP from the position of Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. The President has thanked the former Deputy Minister for the time he served in the role. However, the President has not indicated any intention to conduct a wholesale cabinet reshuffle. Thank you very much. I have no answers to any questions. This is as I've indicated, is the sole prerogative of the President. My duty now was just to be requested to convey the message to yourself. Thank you very much.
Njengoba umuzwa ku-Minister to the Presidency okukhumbuzo Chaveni esho ukuthi lo imibuzo eminingi akeze ukuyiphendula ngoba leli ilungelo lika President kuphela. Kodwa nje siyazibuza ukuthi singakubona na ngelinye ilanga sibone uPresident reshuffle cabinet lonke ashintsha afaka abanye abantu. Singakubona na. Asidlone kulo daba lolu luka Paul Mashatile. Ngine interest kulo ngoba ngesikhathi ekhuluma zomcaphune ekhuluma kwi-podcast yeSowetan. Emveni kwalapho bese sicaphuna omunye ubaba engimfollowayo kuthiwa uBonsai Shongwe. Ngiyamfollowa kakhulu lo yababa. Kunezinto azivezayo ngo deputy president wethu kuPaul Mashatile. Ngicela uzwe la.
There's no way of me knowing why are people after me. I do my work. I focus. I've been in government for, well, as long as I can remember, close to 30 years. I've run departments in Gauteng, spent 15 years in the Gauteng government. I've been to national government, not now. There's no single department I've run where the Auditor General came and said, you know, there was a problem with your department. You are accused of having done this or this wrong. So I don't know where these allegations come from. People just go around picking stuff, and I don't know what their motive is. They only would know why they are making these allegations.
Yeah, usechazileke uDeputy President ukuthi yena hayi usebe kwi-government isikhathi eside futhi umsebenzi wakhe uwenza kahle. Usho njalo uDeputy President. Umsebenzi wakhe uyawenza futhi uwenza kahle. So akazi ukuthi kungani abantu bangavele bamsukele nje. But uBonsai unenye iversion yakhe ethanda ukwehluka kancane. Sicela ucaphuna yena uzwe.
The tender amount is reported to be around 180 billion rand, so possibly one of South Africa's biggest tenders in recent history. Now, Bellamont Gaming has a shareholding in Sizekaya Holdings. Bellamont Gaming is directed by politically connected businessman Moses Tembe and a woman named Kumo Bogatso. Now, Kumo is, like you said, the twin sister of Humile Mashatile. Humile's maiden name is Bogatso. And the Mashatile and Humile were married in about March 2023 in a very lavish wedding. And a few months later, in December, Bellamont Gaming was registered.
And Moses Tembe, he's another person in all of this, quite a well-known business person, particularly, I think, in KwaZulu-Natal. What's his link to all of this? I mean, does he seem to have a relationship with Mashatile as well?
Yes. So the pair also seem to be quite close. Our investigation found that they have been so close, in fact, that Mashatile frequented Moses Tembe's house in Umdloti, KwaZulu-Natal, quite a bit last year. Now, this was told to us by people in the area who said that his presidential protection units, which is the blue lights, the cars, the bikes, the whole shebang, often was in the area visiting Tembe's house. And at one point during the ANC's manifesto launch in February 2023, they reported that the PPU, the Presidential Protection Unit, stayed there for 6 days. Tembe was also photographed with Mashatile at the same time at St. Paul's Anglican Church, where they held a memorial. It certainly does create perceptions of a conflict of interest. And in terms of the Lotteries Act, it explicitly prohibits direct political financial interest. But there have already been court cases launched, particularly the most recent one in which a losing bidder has asked the Minister of DTI, Parks Tau, to furnish reasons as to why they awarded the license to Sizikaya. And in that application, the Sunday Times reported over the weekend that they explicitly said that the minister failed to assess indirect financial interest. There is questions around a conflict of interest and who really is benefiting from this massive, massive license.
The minister is going to have to explain his reasoning. I think in law they call it the record of decision. He'll have to look at all of the documents and publish those, so we should get more clarity on this.
And I think it's time that the Minister and the National Lotteries Commission come out and be absolutely transparent about this process, because of the amount of concern and red flags that have already been raised, not just by Amabungane. And in fact, when we asked the National Lotteries Commission and the Minister for comment, they never responded. And they have also been quite evasive in handing over information like shareholding in Sizikaya and all their linked companies. And we've submitted a PIA and a Court 24 in order to access that. But it's time that the minister really needs to take us into his confidence and be absolutely transparent here.
If a company bids for the National Lottery, I'm presuming that the minister is supposed to sort of see who runs it. But are you suggesting that their argument is that the people who sort of own shares in the company, the Sizikaya in this case, were not properly investigated? Is that what could be happening here?
The minister released a statement just before he awarded the license to Sizikaya Holdings, saying that he needs to properly look into all these companies and apply due diligence, which included assessing the direct financial interest. That should be basic due diligence. It wasn't hard to find the deputy president's sister-in-law in these companies, because Bellamont Gaming has been widely reported as being a shareholder, and Moses Tembe has admitted to Amabungane that they are a minority shareholder. To me, that would just make up basic due diligence.
Wow.
Angifuni ukuphawula kakhulu, kodwa ngiyibone le iphathi ebalulekile ukuze umuntu ongayibonanga ivideo eyandulela le ivideo edlule asale catch up ukuthi kahle kahle kukhulunywa ngani la, kwenzakalani, bese sithi siyaphambili sibe sesihamba sonke. Manje ngibona ukuthi no, asime kancane la, sicaphune la uBonsaya ayilande khona ubuyilande emuva, bese ke sizothatha le party le nje interesting kakhulu futhi ivezwe nguye. Ngoba ngithe bengayithola le interview yeNewsroom Africa, bekulula ukuyithola, kodwa interview bengengiyithole nalama article bengengathi elawa kawafakile, engibona ukuthi angiwacaphune ngoba information engicabanga ukuthi siyadinga ukukhuluma ngayo, ngoba sikhulumile ngalolu daba usukwini la izolo. Sikhulumile ngalolu daba usukwini la izolo, sisusela enkulumeni ekhulunywe uSinawo Thambo ngesikhathi ebekhuluma no-minister uminister embuza imibuzo mayelana nalo lolu daba. Ngicela ukuthi manje sisuke siye ngqo kulama article azowaquote uBonsai Show. Into engizothi ngiquote lama article wakhe ukuthi uthe uma ekhuluma uDeputy President wathi yena wenza umsebenzi wakhe kahle. Auditor General ayikaze yamsola ngalutho, umsebenzi wabo bawenza kahle. Yileyo nto le interested kuyo. Ngicela ukucaphunela yena ke uzwe la.
They only would know why they are making these allegations. If I've done something wrong, I would be the first to accept, to say, here I did something wrong. But if I've not, I'm not going to accept that. Doesn't matter how many times people make allegations, I'm not going to accept it.
Oh, and make allegations they have. 2006 MEC 50 million conflict. Gauteng Minister of Finance Paul Mashatile has declared but now disowns what amounts to a cool 50 million stake in a top IT company. 2007 Paul Mashatile fees kickbacks. Paul Mashatile, Gauteng's powerful but controversial finance minister, had close relatives tuition fees paid last year by a consultant who benefits from provincial government contracts. Documents show that a Midrand college invoiced Mashatiles personally for tuition fees amounting to more than 20,000 rands. It's not the first time that questions arise over the propriety of Mashatile's relationship with contractors. They revealed in July last year that he had declared but then disowned a multi-million rand stake in technology company BizX. Mashatile was also in the spotlight when it was revealed last September that his department had footed a 96,000 post-budget dinner bill for 200 at exclusive restaurant, and he had swiped the department card. Another former premier denies existence of missing 1.3 billion. This is now recently 2019, hot on the heels of a submission. Mashatile has denied that the 1.3 billion meant for the Alexandra Renewal Project ever existed. And Mashatile faces corruption allegations. He's also under scrutiny after the DA filed a formal complaint with Parliament. The party alleges that Mashatile misled Parliament over undeclared properties, including a 37 million waterfall house in Midrand, breaching the code of conduct. Once again, if I judge by my rules, I don't mind anyone living in a 37 million house. Judging by his rules, the man who has taken such a moral standing upon himself, and he says, I don't mind hurting entrepreneurs. I don't mind you waiting 17 years for economic growth because I am so high and mighty in purity, in representing our people.
Asimbambe la ngithi nje bengithi angikulethele lezi ndaba ngoba udaba lika deputy president ngithe mase sengilibhekisisa mase ngithola nale video kaBonsayi ngabona ukuthi hey kukaningi solo uthe yena futhi mayenza into wrong ungavela yena ngokwakhe avele nje yena azicebe yena ukuthi cha lana ngiyenzile into wrong. Kodwa nama allegations sithi ke isizulu ayinuki ingosiwanga angeke kwenzeke, ngeke kushunqa intuthu umlilo ungabasiwe, angeke ayinuki ingosiwanga. Angisho lutho, angisho ukuthi uDeputy President khona akwenzile noma angakwenzanga, angisho ukuthi khona akwaziyo noma angakwazi, kodwa isizulu sithi ayinuki ingosiwanga. Cela ukuyibamba la le video, nginethemba lokuthi ngizoza ukuphawula kwakho la ku comment section. Ulike, ushare, ungasupport ukujoin membership, ungasupporta ngokusidonate noma ngamalini onayo, ikhona i-account kwi-comment ephiniwe. Ngale kwalokho mina nawe asidibane kwi-video elandelayo. Ngiyabonga.